If you've started losing passion or motivation to work on your goals, or you're not seeing the results you want, today I'll share 5 skills that will completely transform your habits, productivity, and personality. These skills will literally make you a resilient person who can crush any obstacle in their path, working every day with full energy towards achieving their goals, no matter how difficult those goals may be. 1. Control your environment. This skill is the first step to changing your personality and becoming someone who constantly seeks growth and learning. If your friends are funny, chances are you're funny too. If you watch influential people, you'll likely become influential as well. Everything you are today, your knowledge and beliefs, has been shaped by the environment you've lived in. Your friends, family, hobbies, and everything you've been exposed to through social media. All of this forms a significant part of your identity, beliefs, and desires. Your environment is incredibly important and deserves your attention. So how can you shape your environment to work in your favor? The answer is simple. Expose yourself to things that help you grow and cut out anything that doesn't add value to your life. Let me give you some examples. If you're always eating unhealthy food, start by watching content about the negative effects of junk food and the benefits of healthy eating. Replace the junk food in your fridge with healthy alternatives. This way, you're constantly surrounded by things that encourage you to love healthy eating and dislike unhealthy food. Now, if you want to succeed, achieve goals, and be productive, you need to expose yourself to things that align with those ambitions. Subscribe to channels that contribute to your growth and productivity. Find friends with similar aspirations. Watch courses taught by successful individuals. Listen to podcasts by achievers, and read books about productivity and success. Your daily exposure to such content will gradually transform your identity from someone striving for success to someone who is successful. Always try to increase your exposure to the things you want in life. The more you're repeatedly exposed to something new, the more you'll develop an interest in it. One of the most crucial things to expose yourself to is reading.
What's your media routine?
I just read and read and read. I probably read 5 to 6 hours a day. I don't read as fast now as when I was younger, but I read 5 daily newspapers. I read a fair number of magazines. I read 10Ks, I read annual reports, and I read a lot of other things too. So I've always enjoyed reading. I love reading.
Warren Buffett, who is considered one of the world's most successful and wealthiest investors, still prioritizes learning. He reads over 200 pages a day and continues to discover new information while correcting old mistakes. Trust me, it's not always the most enjoyable activity, but reading a complete book about work will make you someone who wants to work and knows how to work. Reading pages every day about building strong relationships will inspire you to seek and eventually create meaningful relationships. So always try to read books that align with your goals. Surround yourself with videos, podcasts, friends, and lessons that help build the identity you want. At the same time, reduce exposure to things that conflict with that identity. Second, facing failure. You may have heard this before. Many people believe the solution is simply to not give up, thinking that persistence alone will lead to success. But that's not entirely true. Most people don't really understand what persistence means. Let me reassure you now that failure is inevitable on the path to success. If you want to start a business, you will fail once, twice, and maybe more. But all you need is to succeed just once. The first step to achieving that is to recognize that you will fail and to embrace this failure because it signifies progress. You've already passed one of the toughest stages. The second step is that when you fail, you must correct your mistakes and try again. This is what true persistence and resilience mean. Many encounter failure and choose not to give up, but they continue in the same way without rethinking or asking themselves, why did I fail? Yes, ask yourself why. This is what makes you move forward. When you set a plan for a project or a specific task, you might fail at first. The next step is to adjust your plan, look for the mistakes that held you back, and ask yourself, why didn't the project succeed? What could make it work? And what caused it to fail? What distinguishes that other project from mine? Start correcting things, try again, and yes, you might fail again, but each time you'll get closer to success. As Mark Manson mentioned in his book, people don't reach perfection. Rather, they move from one mistake to a lesser mistake until they succeed. Even in success, they are not perfect. They still encounter flaws. Take the story of Steve Harvey, who once lived in his car, homeless and struggling. He could have settled for a regular job and lived a simple life, but he chose to chase his dream. Today, he is one of the most successful people, and I might share his story in an upcoming video. So always ask yourself, revise your plan, identify and address your mistakes, and try again.
I lost everything with that decision. lost my family. My ex-wife told me, she said, if you go out on that road, don't you ever come back. I went out on the road, came back, house was boarded up, didn't see my kids for a year and a half. Mother-in-law wouldn't tell me where they were. Ended up homeless, lived in the car for 3 years. You will never succeed more than you fail. That's not how it works. You know why? Because failure is a wonderful teacher. It's the only way to learn. You have to fail. Failure is a part of the process to becoming successful. So guess what? When you get through failing, all you gotta do is make one. All you gotta do is make one.
Third, discipline. Discipline is a very deep concept. Let's say you started working out every day at 7 a.m. Great, that's good. Then you start getting tired of this routine and you no longer have the motivation to train in this way. Let me tell you then, you need discipline. Without discipline, you will remain a failure. Don't think that every day ahead will bring motivation and enthusiasm for work, exercise, or anything else. There will be days when you are extremely tired and sad, but you have to resist your mind, get up, and complete what you need to do today. Set a to-do list for your day, and these tasks are ones you will complete because you need to finish them no matter your mental state. This is what David Goggins talked about, a person who understood what discipline means and how big its results can be in the long term. He says that you are always in a battle between yourself and your mind, and you must be the one in control, not your mind. This is discipline. Don't focus on your motivation today. Instead, focus on the tasks you need to accomplish to reach your goals and do them every day, no matter your mental state.
Because I know there's so many people that have the ability and just refuse to get off that couch, refuse to study a few more hours, refuse to go deeper, to go further. And that's where I gain the advantage. It's so easy to be great nowadays, my friend, because most people are weak. Most people don't want to go to that extra mile. Most people don't want to find that extra because it sucks. It's miserable. It's lonely. You talk about that you were kind of, lonely by yourself. I was the same way. And that used to hurt me growing up. Now I fucking thrive in that shit.
This is what will create your success, not motivation, but the hard days when you worked despite being in your worst condition. Overcome your mind and don't be a soft person, swayed by a mere dose of silly dopamine. Fourth, control your time. Controlling your time is essential. Every successful person today has their own time management system and knows exactly how they'll use every hour. All you need to do is set up a clear plan for completing your daily tasks, whether it's project work, exercise, reading a book, or learning a new skill. Assign a specific duration and time for each task. For example, let's say you work out for an hour at 7 a.m., then spend an hour reading and then start your work tasks. If you have 6 hours of work, you can split them into 3 hours in the morning, break for lunch, and complete the rest in the afternoon. The main point is to manage your time by organizing your tasks. When setting your tasks, assign each a duration and a specific time. One notable example is Elon Musk, who manages multiple tasks across his companies like Tesla, X, and SpaceX. He allocates 3 hours to each company and sets aside specific hours for exploring new projects and 2 hours for reviewing emails. The key here is to focus on your tasks, give each one an adjustable duration, and then assign it a specific time. This system not only helps you stay on track, but also allows for flexibility if certain tasks need more attention. Prioritize high-impact tasks, identify what will have the biggest effect on your goals, and complete those first. Time management is about consistency and flexibility. Set time limits, but be ready to adjust them as needed to maximize productivity and growth. Fifth, control your relationships. Relationships hold tremendous value, and there's hardly a successful person who doesn't have a wide social network. You should aim to do the same, even if you're not naturally social. Set a goal each day, let's say to connect with 2 new people daily. You can do this anywhere, at the gym, at work, or even in the supermarket. The more social circles you have, the more opportunities, solutions, and new ideas you'll find. Learn how to build successful relationships. I, for instance, am introverted and prefer being alone, but I can be social when I choose to be, and I know I must develop my social skills because they are one of the keys to reaching my goals. Ideally, your relationships should be strong and based on mutual trust. Strive to be known and respected by everyone. A strong reputation is invaluable. If you're shy or struggle with social anxiety, find solutions and ask yourself the right questions, as I mentioned before, and watch this video. It will help you greatly. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.